allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Bunton.
Here.
Campbell. Dempsey.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Fournier.
Here.
Crop.
Here.
Menser.
Here. Announcements, acknowledgements, communications, or reports. Does anyone have any? Okay, seeing none. Adoption of the agenda, need a motion?
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes. Okay, number 6, public participation. This is the time you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name, residential address, and that you adhere to our 3-minute rule. So the mic is open.
Dolores Kosiniak, 250 Euclid. A few months ago, I brought up about the snow problem in Mount Clemens, and I brought up at least 3 times and never heard one response, whether it's going to be in progress or you're looking into it. But you know, if you can put a liner in this paper about the snow removal, please move your cars or you'll be ticketed. I mean, you got so much in this paper, and but if you put it in red where they can really read it. But, you know, snow is around the corner. I hate to tell you that. Another 2 months and here it comes again. And when that snow starts piling up and you can't get out of that driveway, you're going to wish you'd done something. I know the signs cost money, but if you put it in a paper and threaten tickets, not only threaten, but give the tickets if they do not move their car. It's very dangerous when the snow gets 3 or 4 feet high and you can't get her out. Like, you know, I had a very bad accident. I fell in that snow. I couldn't get up, I couldn't get out. I had to crawl to my car to pull myself up. And I'm wearing a black jacket and jeans and that white snow. Nobody seemed to see me. I could have been still laying there. But the thing is that, let's do something with this snow. You know, I think we're getting more snow than we ever got before. I've never seen this much snow we've been getting. So if you can please put something in a paper, even here at the bottom, something that really, like the Facebook, everybody knows we're on Facebook, take it out for a few weeks. But please put the notice for the snow in.
Will do. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, Mike Zubis, 221 Cash. I would like to talk about agenda item 9B. I know this is an interesting subject for a lot of people, but darn it, of course I forget everything I'm supposed to say right here. But I recently read an article from 22 different state or school boards within Macomb County that wrote this to Clinton Township, so not specifically this one, but I feel like because it's so close, this would reflect our area too, where they noted that they were against any medical marijuana ordinances within Macomb County. And they recited a part where they talked about how some marijuana could have, or cannabis, I apologize, can have up to 30% THC content. And I would like to retort that in a public forum. First, they reference this Monitoring the Future study, which is a study that's put out every year by the University of Michigan that students from all over the country, they collect surveys about the drug use and whatnot, and they've noticed that there is a slight uptick from 1% to 5% marijuana use, but they've also noticed significant drops in cigarette use from 24% in 1994 to about, I think, 1 or 2% now in 2018, and binge drinking has dropped, a lot of other things, but they've also equated a lot of that to the medical thing where a lot of young people have access to it in a legal sense. So that part of the study was not really presented, but they mentioned it, which I kind of find interesting because they only mentioned in the article that there's 30% possibility, but the state law, the medical law that we are discussing, will only allow up to 25% THC. So it's kind of, I don't know, silly, I guess? Not silly, not disingenuous. I had the word earlier today. I'll think of it later, but I feel like that article should be disregarded, because there's a lot of evidence and studies from this law specifically that I feel like they haven't looked at to understand, and I feel like if we do that, we can find different avenues. Like, I previously thought that we could only have it downtown, but the other day I was at Burger King, I was waiting for my meal, and I look out at the old big boy and I go, you know, that is a really good spot. It's far away from downtown, it's empty, there's not a lot going on in the area, and it has not one but 2 parking lots already ready for the facilitator to use. And right next door, if there is a facility, and there might be some competition, since we just tore down a gas station and the old Kratz flower house, maybe they'll build some new structures there. I hope for some development out of this, because it seems that since Warren has approved this, that we could really work on this. So I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ronald Hurtubise, 51 Morrow Street, Mount Clemens, Michigan. Simply put, the people spoke in 2008 to allow for medical marijuana in the state of Michigan, and I think we should, this body should approve the consideration of those facilities in the city, and then move beyond consideration and allowing it soon. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'll wrote it down so I don't forget. Patrick Apajuda, 138 North Palm Gratiot, Cedar Wholesale. First, I'd like to thank the city, the mayor and the city council and staff for putting this to vote. This is big. We've been waiting for this for quite some time. Bless you. Today, we're here as a community, both residents and business owners alike. We've been looking forward to this day for several months now. By voting yes tonight will help the city that is in need of new income. Saying yes is saying yes to new businesses, yes to increased traffic to existing businesses, yes to more residents, yes to new tax revenue, yes to seeing less empty buildings and homes, less to more job opportunities, yes to medicine, yes to relief of pain, yes to help cure cancer. Saying yes will regenerate Mount Clemens. These steps forward that we take today will help ensure future generations another avenue of opportunity to succeed, teaching a new trade in a booming industry. But remember first that marijuana is medicine. We need access to safe medicine, and we ask the council to opt in and say yes.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. There were no
Nope, there's one.
Oh, sorry.
Hello. I'm Lisa Hess. I live at 142 Lodwick, and I just wanted to speak in support of item 9B. I think it would be a shame if we let another opportunity to help Mount Clemens progress and create more of a tax base if we let that opportunity slide by. So I hope you'll vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. No administrative responses. 8, approval of minutes from previous meetings. I need a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes of August 6, 2018.
Support.
Roll call.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunten.
Yes.
Okay, general business, 9A, introduction, first reading of an amendment to appeal and replace section 20.101 and section 1 through 20.105 and section 5 of the tobacco product ordinance. I need a motion.
Move to approve the introduction and first reading of an amendment to the tobacco product ordinance and set the second reading and adoption for September 4th, 2018.
Second.
The proposed ordinance would incorporate the regulation of the purchase, consumption, or possession of vapor products by persons under the age of 18 years, in addition to those regulations already contained for traditional tobacco products. This amendment has been prepared by the city attorney.
Questions, comments? Commissioner Menser?
I just had a question about, on page 9, item D, sale of non-packaged cigarettes prohibited. We have plenty of party stores and gas stations that are selling single cigarettes. How does this get?
That's why it's in there.
And is this section new also? Okay. How will that be enforced?
I presume by the sheriff's department, when they receive complaints relative to that activity taking place.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Okay, 9B, request to consider medical marijuana facility licensing act. Licensing act.
Approve the request to direct city administration and the city attorney to draft an ordinance to opt in to the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act, Public Act 281 of 2016, and establish the necessary procedures to license and regulate.
Support.
Second.
On September 1st, 2016, Governor Snyder signed a package of bills authorizing 5 types of medical marijuana facilities permitted under state law and establishing a licensing scheme for the same. Since that time, the City Commission has received a variety of information and participated in several work sessions to review and discuss options and requirements pertaining to the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act, Public Act 281 of 2016. Following the initial work sessions in 2017, the city attorney prepared a draft ordinance prohibiting marijuana facilities within the city of Mount Clemens. Due to the continued discussion on the subject, this ordinance was not provided to the city commission. At this time, city administration is seeking direction from the city commission on whether to opt into the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act, allowing licensed facilities in the city. If approved, city administration and the city attorney will draft an ordinance and the necessary guidelines pertaining to application, location, and the number of types of licenses allowable. Once drafted, this will be presented to the city commission for discussion and approval.
Okay, questions, comments? Commissioner Menzer.
I would like to see us opt in, and I would like this ordinance to be written in a fairly compact time frame. I don't want to wait until like December and see this ordinance. I would like to see it fairly quickly, especially since there are several available out in the public, and Mr. Murray has already written an ordinance that does not allow opt-in, but I'd like to see that. I think that can be changed fairly quickly.
Anyone else?
I do have a
Commissioner
question.
Fournier.
We have gone through a lot in these work sessions and how this has to be set up and what you have to put in this ordinance. And you have to, I'm sure most of you know, you have to decide how many, if you want to be a dispensary, how many grow operations, transportation. You have to pick what you want to do, you know, what you want to license and what you want to do. So if we approve this, as a city, you're going to give us suggestions then, or what you believe is what fits the city landscape, if you will, best? Is that the idea?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
But you are going to have to direct as to which of the 5, if any, you wish to allow, how many you wish to allow, and then we would have some suggested locations, zoning areas, depending upon what it is, and restrictions on distances from churches, schools, those type of things. But we need to have at least that much information to prepare any type of ordinance. To say, let's have an ordinance to opt in. What are we opting in on?
Well, I guess that's my question.
Yeah, you have to
Because,
tell us.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the point of tonight,
It is.
or it is the point of, because the motion doesn't say we're going to, you know, have one grow station or one grow facility, one of each, or, so is that what we need to decide tonight, in addition to whether or not we're actually going to do something, or do
We're doing
we?
that work session.
You need to give us some direction as to
Well, that's what I'm-
where you want to go. If that is that you would like to consider an ordinance that provides for dispensaries, that provides for grow operations, we can do that. But if you say we are not interested in one of the 5 allowable licenses, then obviously that would be helpful in terms of drafting an ordinance.
I see.
And we can leave blank, obviously, the number of facilities for, your discussion when we give you a draft of an ordinance. You don't have to get into that much detail, but you do have to provide some direction.
Do you want that direction tonight from us?
Yeah, that's
Or do you want
I'm
this
not clear about it.
afterwards? That's what we need to know.
No.
What do you want from us?
We could do a work session after, following this meeting, but we need to know whether we're going to take the time to even
Do a work
consider if
session.
we're going to want to opt in. So even that, but we would need more information from you, like.
So
the
tonight,
city
we're going
attorney
to
said.
say, we would like to draft an ordinance. And tonight, we'll also say that we'll have a work session to draft the ordinance together, or to talk about drafting
No, the
the
city
ordinance.
attorney will draft an ordinance,
No.
but we need
Right.
guidelines from you to say. how-
Tonight or at a work
Not
session?
tonight.
Okay.
Not tonight. So, do we even want to go forward with opting in? That's
Okay.
what we were looking for tonight. Then we can have a work session or get information from you of what it is we're looking for to put into the ordinance that the city attorney will draft.
Okay, I'm clear.
Okay. Because there's too much to discuss tonight for all the details of that.
Everybody understand? Everybody
Yes.
follow that? Okay. Are there, Commissioner Button?
Okay, I guess I'm going to be the first one to say I'm not in favor of this, and I'm going to say that, first of all, Mount Clemens is a 4 square mile city. And if you need medical marijuana or any other marijuana, a 2.5 mile ride will get you anything that you need, anything that you want. The fact that you're talking about revenue, when you break down the revenue, when the state gets theirs, the city gets, the county gets theirs, et cetera, by the time it gets to us, there's very little revenue for this product. Very, very little. On top of that, the law enforcement agency in this city has already said that if you institute something of this nature, they're going to need more law enforcement agents, which means that they're going to have to pull in 3 or more people additional to, and we're going to have to pay for that. And the last time we checked, the amount of money that we would get from taxes would not cover the addition of the 3 additional law enforcement agents. So I don't see a big plus in that revenue issue. It's actually going to work against us instead of for us. And lastly, if recreational marijuana comes on, or is on the ballot, in 12 weeks it'll be decided. If we end up with recreational marijuana, what's the sense in making this medical marijuana issue come up? Because the fact of the matter is the recreational will take effect anyway, and it will have, medical marijuana will not be as much of an issue. So we're looking at things here that are, in my opinion, we can wait till November, 12 weeks or so. If recreational marijuana passes, then we have one issue. If it doesn't pass, then we can initiate the medical marijuana issue and get that straight. But I think that rushing into it now, since we've been talking about this for almost 2 years anyway, another 12 weeks won't make a whole lot of difference, and we'll find out whether or not we have recreational marijuana, and we can move from that. That's my opinion.
Anyone else? Commissioner Menzer.
I believe I was at the same meeting that Captain Daniels discussed the law enforcement officers, and he never said 3. We were approached by the sheriff department months before that to add 2 officers anyway. That had nothing to do with the medical marijuana. In addition, when you're talking about revenue, you're forgetting 2 things. There are costs to the business owner for the permitting. The permitting can cost up to $5,000 per permit. If we allowed, just as an example, 2 dispensaries, 3 grow operations, that's a lot of money right there. That's potentially, and it could be less, $25,000 to the community. In addition, when you have a grow operation, and you have several grow operations, the city will be selling water to this grow operation, and that is massive revenue for the city. I think that the state statutes, they are already aware of the fact that medical marijuana or recreational marijuana is on the ballot in November, and I think you will find that some of the current state statutes will reflect the addition of recreational marijuana.
Okay. Commissioner Mutton.
Slight rebuttal. I don't know if you were at
Right
the
ahead.
meeting or the same meeting I was at, but I heard the man say 3 additional law enforcement people. So if that's an issue, maybe we can call them up and ask them. But the fact of the matter is, 1, there will be additional. That's obviously because you have sort of verified that. And my memory serves that yes, there will be 3 is what he suggested.
He
So-
also suggested.
so-
Wait a minute, let him finish, please.
So even if that is an issue as to how many, 2 or 3, the issue is simply this. There will be addition, and it'll have to come from our budget. Okay?
Commissioner Menzer.
Again, they made the request for 2 officers long before we had the meeting with Captain Daniels. And Captain Daniels at that meeting said that he wasn't necessarily opposed to grow operations, that he was opposed to dispensaries.
Okay. I'll let you rebuttal one more time, but I think we got to move on then, because this isn't going to go anywhere, I can see that.
True enough. But I guess I'm one of those people who just
Go
have
ahead.
to say what I gotta say. So, even though he added 2 at this time for some other reasons, he still said that he would require 3 additional law enforcement agents for covering the marijuana situation or issues that might come up. So yes, there were 3. Whether he added 2 on now or not is irrelevant. The fact that he said 3 would be required. So that's it.
I wasn't there, so I can't jump in on that one. Commissioner Fournier.
So let's just suffice to say that we did not get a very positive reaction from the sheriff's department on the idea of a medical marijuana, especially dispensaries. Whether or not it was 3, 2, 1, or 10, he did say that there would probably have to be additional. And yes, he also requested additional in general. So as you can see from this debate, this is the problem that we have encountered in trying to grapple with this issue. It's a very, you can find opinions on every side. But I think that this comes really down to is, and I think you said it, Ron, the people did vote in medical marijuana. This is not recreational, it is medical. And it needs to be regulated. I, for one, do not know why it can't go through a pharmacy like every other drug, but it doesn't. For whatever reasons, it's got its own unique properties. But I do believe we have to deal with it. It was voted in by the people. So it is our responsibility to deal with this and for our community. So, but I do think there's still a lot of discussion that has to be had as to what exactly, if this ordinance is put in place, what it will mean. And, but there are 2 sides to this story. It's a tough decision. It's a tough it's a tough one to get consensus on.
We'll find out, won't we? Anyone else? Nobody else wants to chime in on this? Commissioner Fournier, I have to agree with you. We've been going round and round. I think we've had more workshops on this particular topic than any other topic I've ever been involved in. And I think a lot of it is, too, is a personal decision, how you personally feel about something. And sometimes that's hard to get over. But I think we need to move on. I think that we need to give direction to administration because they've been pretty patient, I think, with us going through all the workshops and reading and listening and talking to people. So one way or the other, this has either got to go up or down, and let's move on. And after that, we still have, whichever way it goes. If it goes down, then we're done. If it goes up, then we still have a lot that we need to put together at that point in time and give the direction on, do we want all 5 licenses and so forth, and that's something we can deal with at that time. But I think we're at a crucial point that we have to get this off the table, one way or the other. So that's all I gotta say, and if no one else says anything else, I'm gonna call the motion.
Ford.
No.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
No.
Campbell.
No.
Dempsey.
What is the vote right now?
3-3.
3-3. Tiebreaker Dempsey. Whoa.
Sorry, Barb.
Here we go. I am going to vote yes. Okay, moving right along. Will you set up something now so that as soon as possible, or do you want input from everybody? How do you want this?
We'll do a work session.
We'll do a work session, but
Well, at a work session, we can't vote on things.
right,
But we can
So-
get direction.
from you.
We
So-
can take a consensus on like the numbers.
All right, 9C, request approval for the Mount Clemens Community Center lease agreement. Need a motion?
Approve the attached lease agreement with Jazzercise Throwback Boxing and Infinity Martial Arts for the Community Center building at 300 North Groesbeck Highway and to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the same.
Support?
City administration has provided the attached lease agreements for approval for the Mount Clemens Community Center located at 300 North Groesbeck Highway. These agreements are for 1 year with options to renew for future years. The lease of the building will provide recreational activities to the community at a discounted rate and will keep the building in use and maintained. The lease agreements have been prepared by the city attorney and contain a 120-day termination clause. The lessees will be required to provide the city with a certificate of liability insurance naming the city as additional insured.
Okay, any questions, comments? Okay, seeing none. Oh, Commissioner
Wait.
Menser.
I wanted to, number one, ask about the date. It says it's backdated to May 1st, 2018. The contracts?
Yeah,
That's when 2 of them actually took possession.
Okay.
And it wasn't brought to you in a timely fashion. But there is no prohibition on executing a document today that has an effective date sometime in the past.
Okay. And the only other concern I had is for the one for Jazzercise. It talks about bringing in children and, you know, kind of like babysitting them there while their parents or, you know, or whoever caretaker is exercising. I was kind of concerned with, on page 18, number J, I just kind of thought that maybe we would want more liability insurance, and you're the expert, you know, but it kind of struck me as low for having children in the facility.
Well, if you could refresh me, where's the children part? I don't recall that.
It's one of the, I was there on Saturday when Jazzercise had their grand opening. It's one of the side rooms that has just children's toys, and they're going to have somebody, an adult in there at all times.
But I guess my question is, the lease
It
does
says it
not-
right here.
Where?
It says right here on page 1 of the lease,
Yeah.
first floor
Physical
dance
one.
studio area, 1 office for child care purposes and use of cubicles.
Okay. Then
It's just,
the 500, the 250 are pretty standard. Those usually come from Terry Lucci, who does all of our insurance work. And that's not unusual amount
Okay.
for the type of operation and the size of what they are actually using.
Okay. And that's a 120-day termination
Right.
on either party's part?
Right.
On all 3 of the leases,
Okay,
yes.
yes.
With or without a reason.
Okay,
Well,
thank
and
you.
it says they have an umbrella liability, right, of $1
Yeah,
million?
yeah.
yeah, that's for the overall.
So, yeah. Okay.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah,
Oh.
excuse me. That paragraph does indicate that there is a 1 million umbrella policy in addition
To
to
the 500.
the 500 and the 250.
Okay, well, that's why I was asking.
Roll call, please.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crap,
Yes.
Menzer,
Yes.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
9D, approve purchase and payments of invoices. Motion, please.
Move to approve purchases and payment of invoices as presented.
Support.
Are there any questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Crap,
Yes.
Menzer,
Yes.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Consent agenda?
Move to approve consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call?
Menzer,
Yes.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crap.
Yes.
Okay. And city managers report.
The city offices will be closed on Monday, September 3rd in observance of Labor Day. Refuse pickup will run 1 day behind schedule from September 3rd through the rest of the week. As a reminder, the first city commission meeting in September will be held on Tuesday, September 4th, 2018. The Farmers Market on North River Road is hosting a Customer Appreciation Day in conjunction with their annual corn and pig roast on Saturday, August 25th, from 9 a.m. until it is sold out. The market will be open from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. For more information, please contact the Macomb County Chamber at 586-493-7660. The Clinton River Watershed Council will be hosting the 17th annual Clinton River Cleanup event on September 22nd. This is a watershed-wide cleanup where several volunteer groups of the watershed pick up trash in the river and on land. They average the removal of over 1,500 pounds of trash from the watershed on this day, year after year. The Harrington Street Rehabilitation Project was scheduled to begin on Friday, August 17th. The project limits from Hilldale Street to southbound Gratiot is scheduled to be completed in 2 phases while maintaining westbound traffic throughout the duration of construction and is expected for completion in mid-November. The construction of a new basketball court and playground equipment at Shadyside Park has begun with an estimated completion date of August 31st. And city staff has begun marking sidewalks consistent with last year's implemented sidewalk program. This year, the city will be concentrating on Zone 2, which includes the area east of Balmoral between Wellington Crescent and Iroquois Street.
Any questions?
On the sidewalk program, if there is a resident that might not be in Zone 2 that wants to tag on to the city because of the rates or just the convenience of having their sidewalk done at the same time, can they do that?
They can.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Commissioner comments? Commissioner Campbell?
The only thing I have to say is regarding my vote tonight, I thought back and forth about it, but after teaching high school for 29 years and the kids that I've worked with, I just don't think it's a good idea to be involved with anything, so that's why I voted no. Thank you.
Commissioner Kraft.
I would like to extend a job well done to Boy Scout Luke Graber. He and a team of other Boy Scouts and his parents and a lot of other adults who supported this project worked on an Eagle Scout project in MacArthur Park, and they did a bunch of re-landscaping of the part of the side of the riverbed, and it looks great. And we really appreciate his community service. Joel King is another Eagle Scout project that is working at the farmers market, and he was out there today with a team of people, and so we are lucky to have these boys who are working on their projects in our community. And a thank you to their moms who reached out to me and told me about it. Coffee Talk was a success this week, and I really appreciated everyone who came out. I'm going to continue doing a Thursday evening instead of a Saturday morning. It seems to have really worked out for people. I think it's made it more convenient. So we're going to be next month, September 11th at 9:30 in the morning at John's Family Grill, and September 13th at 7 p.m. At John's Family Grill. If you can join us, we would love to chat over some coffee with you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Button.
Okay. Now we'll start with Commissioner comments, and with the fact that there's some bizarre and unique holidays in the month of August between now and the end, and I just picked 3. And that would be National Senior Citizens Day, which we should spend some time with the senior citizen, show appreciation for senior citizens, and seniors. Enjoy the fact that you get some special advantages and discounts on that special day. So don't be ashamed to be a senior. Go out and take advantage of it. August 25th is Kiss and Make Up Day. I'll leave that one alone. All right, August 26th, Women's Equality Day. Commemorates the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution, granting women the right to vote. It passed Congress on August 26, 1920. It was spearheaded by Congresswoman Bella Abzug. Now that the primary elections are over and the candidates have been chosen for the November midterm elections, I encourage you to study the slate of both parties and choose wisely. Don't pay attention to the negative TV ads, but learn about the position that the individuals have taken concerning issues that you are concerned about. Take time to study the ballot proposals and issues. Some of you spend more time studying detailed statistics of fantasy football players, but not the candidates that will determine your future prosperity. So you have a little over 12 weeks to become an informed voter. All right, I have noticed people blowing their grass clippings back into their own lawns. I thank you for the effort that you are doing to help save our infrastructure. I hope others will get on board as well. Thanks again to those conscientious homeowners and lawn service businesses that do the right thing. We are working on something that deals with the tobacco delivery things. I guess some facts about vaping. Vaping can contain benzene, which is a toxic material in batteries, can contain cadmium, a toxic material that is emitted by volcanoes, can contain arsenic, a toxin that is in bug spray and a multitude of other poisons, diethylene, a toxin found in antifreeze, formaldehyde, which is for embalming, and propylene, which is aircraft de-icing fluid. So these are things that can be in your vaping products. something to think about. And a lot of this stuff has not been tested, has not gone through proper testing and verification. So these things could end up causing serious health issues in the future. So consider that. And Commissioner Wisdom for the night, if a window of opportunity appears, don't pull down the shade. And that's by Tom Peters. And with that, we'll say good night.
Thank you. Commissioner Fournier?
I just want to make one more comment on the medical marijuana. This was a very difficult decision, because if we would have had this vote back when I first came on the commission, I probably would have voted no. But it's going through and really sorting out the issues, not because I want any high school student to take marijuana. I don't want them to use cigarettes, to do the vapor thing, to drink for that matter. But it is, all the research does show that it can help some people with some diseases. And if it's done properly, and I've been convinced by some of the people in the audience and from my reading that it can be, I think we have to do all to help them. So this is for medical marijuana, not recreational marijuana. And I hope everyone has the rest of the summer, enjoy it, and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Ford?
The reason I voted no, I've been to Detroit numerous amount of times in grow houses. Don't like the smell goes into the air and it comes out. Second reason, it's a cash money business. You cannot deposit that money into a federally insured bank. You've got to find somewhere else to put the money, and that leaves you wide open for a gun play. You'll have to have people with guns on premises. That's my comment.
Thank you. Commissioner Menser?
The Mount Clemens Optimist Club has put up its 4th little free library. We just installed one at Lawndale over there on Dickinson. Anybody is welcome to take a book, read a book, leave a book. That is our 4th. We have one at Seminole Elementary, Martin Luther King, and Wilson School. So drive by, take a look, and drop some books if you would. In keeping with Commissioner Button's remarks on politics tonight, I just wanted to point out that in this last election, women took the vote everywhere. And in the vote today on medical marijuana, it was your women who stood up. Mount Clemens High School football is this weekend, Friday the 24th, 7 p.m. We are playing the Detroit Leadership Academy. It would be really great if some of the residents went and cheered on our high school. They have a regular schedule. The next game, I think, is the 31st at home at 7 o'clock also. So if you're not doing anything Friday night, maybe after the concert or before the concert that's downtown, please stop by your high school and cheer on your team. So I went to the Miller Brothers retirement and grand opening celebration, where of course I ate ice cream and chatted with Roscoe and had a chance to talk to Irene and Gita for a few minutes. It was a great party. There were a lot of people there, and it was really great to talk to the new owner, Glenn, and see some of his vision for that store. And just welcome him as a continuing or new business. It was a great party. And I also went Saturday to the end of the season picnic at Shadyside, where I assisted Phil Gilchrist at the Anton Art Center with a craft table for children. When I went home after about 2.5 hours, my fingers were stuck together with glue and glitter, and my steering wheel now has glitter all over it. The kids had a wonderful time. There was some really great food. There was a very serious horseshoe tournament, and there was some really great music and some line dancing. I did not participate in the line dancing because I know that I am not coordinated. There are good things going on in your community. Please take advantage of them. And that's what I got tonight.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I did not take this vote on the marijuana lightly. I did a lot of research, a lot of talking to people, a lot of reading, and I too probably, if this came out earlier on, I probably would have voted no. But I decided to educate myself, and I think that's what everybody needs to do. The stigma of the 70s pot smokers is what most of us kind of visualize with this, and there is an awful lot that I learned. So my vote for the medical marijuana is I truly believe that it does help people who are sick, and it relieves pain, and I think that other than opioids, which we have a major epidemic anyway with drugs, opioids, this is just another source that people can turn to help them relieve the pain that they're going through. So that is my reasoning for voting yes. And with that, I would like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Meeting adjourned.